What exactly is smart home technology and what can it do for you? Today I'll be interviewing an expert in the field of smart homes and we're going to find out all about that. Before we begin, don't forget to hit the like button. What's that?
Smash the like button.
Kids say smash the like button. Is that right?
Yeah, smash it.
Don't forget to smash the like button, and if you're interested in a weekly dose of real estate updates, then please consider subscribing as well. You want to learn about smart homes?
Okay, Dad.
Let's do it. Hey, today I'm here with Brendan Fernald. He's the owner of Fernald Law and Technology, and he's here to discuss smart home technology with us. Hello, Brendan.
How you doing, Brian?
Good, thanks. I should also, full disclosure, I've known Brendan for many years, too many years to even discuss.
I agree.
So, Brendan, when we're talking about smart homes, what exactly does that mean?
I feel that there are three major categories that I divide the home into, and that will basically be your entertainment, your sound, your video, TVs, audio, your I would describe it as comfort, where it's the thermostats, the lights, and items with it throughout the home, and then the security elements. So your doorbells, your security cameras, your door locks, and things of that nature.
For the people out there like myself who are total novices, but want to kind of dip our toes in the water a little bit and get involved in smart homes, what's the easiest way in, would you say?
The easiest way in is, I would say, to get a couple of devices, and I would prioritize which of those areas you really want to focus on. Say you want to be able to control a couple of lights and the thermostats. That's a common starting point because people like to, it's the biggest bang for your buck. You can control the items within your home when you're there, but you can also control them remotely, which is a big draw for the smart home. So getting a couple of switches that can connect just to your Wi-Fi, and then a thermostat that can also connect to your Wi-Fi is a big improvement in your overall comfort in the home. The other places to start, I mean, everyone's got a TV, and then you have to start to ask yourself, what do I want to watch on that TV? So before we get into those three elements of the home, the entertainment, the comfort, and the security, every smart home has to have a strong foundation of a good network, whether it be wires or wireless. You have to be able to connect all of these devices in a stable environment and be able to rely on that when you're not in the home. So if there are elements such as a door lock or lights, or you're going to control something within the home, you want to rely on that network. So I always start with good Wi-Fi and a good foundation, and that lays the groundwork for everything else.
As one might imagine, as someone who does this for a living, I'm sure your home has all the bells and whistles. Can you just give us some idea or an example of what your home can do?
Sure. So I live in a city house, and it's more vertical than it is horizontal. So at the end of the day, I don't want to go running around my house having to turn off the lights, having to turn on or lock the door, close the garage, change the thermostats on multiple levels. So one of the best features, I use the Amazon Echo devices for my voice assistant, and I'm able to tell her good night, and that shuts down the lights. It turns the TVs off, shuts the speakers off, puts this thermostat to a sleeping temperature, locks the door, closes the garage. It saves a lot of time at the end of the night when you're tired and you're done putting the kids to bed and you just want to say goodnight to the house and lay down, and everything is taken care of.
It's that comfort and convenience you were talking about, I guess, right?
Exactly.
All right, Brendan. So you've said that you've got all this stuff set up in your house. It's top to bottom, fully loaded. But what happens when you move?
That's actually a very important question, Brian, and it's something that you want to work through with your real estate agent, and I recommend they have worksheets to go through all of these details. From either a buyer or a seller's perspective, you really want to focus on the security of these devices. So if a device comes with an app, you want to make sure that it's been cleared of any usernames and passwords tying it to an email account, anything like that. I recommend for a lot of devices just to factory reset them so that you know that they are completely controlled by you and set up with your configurations. If a home is more elaborate and you've had a professional come and install those items, you want to make sure as a seller to transfer that information over to the buyer, or as a buyer to obtain those details, so that if there is a support agreement for the house, if there's a maintenance schedule that you have to be on, or there are maintenance fees with a house through a company, you want to make sure that those are transferred in that real estate transaction.
If someone wants to hire a professional in their area, who are you looking up to establish something in your house? If you're looking to put together something minor, or even, something more elaborate like your setup there.
Sure. So one of the major factors in considering all the elements of your smart home is how they will integrate together. You don't want to end up with this giant folder of apps on your phone that spreads out and having to open all of them, to one to control a light, one to control the TV, and whatnot. So there are a couple of larger systems that control the entire home, such as Crestron, Savant, and Control4. Those are very specific, but a little more involved systems for your house. So, but I always think that that's a good place to start, because you're going to get somebody who's knowledgeable in every element of the home, and you can kind of a la carte pick what you would like to have in your home. So any home automation expert that's well versed in any of those systems is going to be able to help you out. So you can start with just a couple YouTube channels. There's one I like to refer people to called the Smart Home Solver. He covers a broad range of topics where he'll give you the latest and greatest device in a particular category, give you its ups, downs, pros, cons, and cost elements. And that's a good place to start if you're just looking to say, give me the best Wi-Fi switches. So whether they be a GE, Leviton, or Lutron switches, those are three good starter switches that you can put into the wall and you're off and running.
You've shown us, sort of told us a little bit about what your home can do. It seems like basically everything is available now. Everything's a possibility. What's the future of smart homes? What do you see happening going forward?
I think what you're going to see is more integration. I think that's the key term that I tell people, is that more devices are going to be aware of other devices in your home. So, and your home should react in a contextual manner. Say the thermostat knows, and my thermostat can tell you the weather. My voice assistant can also tell you the weather. If they have the knowledge of that weather, then they can proactively heat or cool the home. They can close shades if you're on a particular sunny side of things, and control the temperature that way. It can predict your schedule if you integrate your schedule, so your house knows when you're coming home and what you are thinking of doing. So I think that the homes may be a little more proactive, but with that comes the concern of privacy. So that's always a concern with what level of comfort do you have with all the devices in your home. If you have a voice assistant that's constantly listening, do you want to be able to allow that within your home? And there are different versions of those voice assistants. So a voice assistant for a higher end home theater is one called Josh AI, and that one does not store elements in the cloud. It's not actively listening, and so it's better from a privacy perspective. But if you want a lot of those advantages from an out of the box solution like a Google Home or an Amazon Echo, then there are some privacy trade-offs that come with that.
The final word.
All right, Brendan, thanks so much for joining us today. Any final words or thoughts for people looking to turn their home into a smart home?
Yeah, I think that the one item or one thing to keep in mind is be careful going very quickly down the rabbit hole. You can automate everything in your house. I have everything from a connected coffee maker, an automated sink, to a virtual babysitter. So those are the items. that you can chase, but you should prioritize everything that you want to get done in an orderly fashion. So you have to really make your wish list and see what's important to you, whether you're really into your entertainment and you have a lot of guests and you want to entertain them throughout your home, or whether you just want to make things comfortable and more convenient for you at home, or improve that security. So that's where I would say just keep your priority list and stick to it, because it can, you know, get pretty off kilter pretty quick.
All right, perfect. That makes sense. Hey, thanks again for joining us. That's Brendan Fernald,
You're welcome.
owner of Fernald Law and Technology.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you.